Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at my concept for the Ignition Break Dragon Knight. Take note that it's still at level 200, so the damage isn't as inflated as when you go above, because a lot of the stuff that I have scales up with the level of the character. I'm not using Full Force or Asmodeus, but this time I'm doing the Volar and Goral Crown set, technically. First we have the Little Garden, attack plus 40, critical damage 5%. At luck 90, you get attack 60 and 10% critical damage. At 125 luck, you get 80 attack and an additional 20% critical damage, which I'm getting all of the bonuses since I'm at 125 luck. Next, we're doing the Tyrant of Earth, just a cheap lower, but really scales up 1% all size damage for 10 base level. Since I'm level 200, that's up to 20%, which is more than enough. You can even run this as a Rune Knight, to be fair. Next, the Scarlet Hero Manteau was recently reprinted from the last Kachua. You get attack plus 10, VCT minus 3% per 2 refines. For every 4 refines, you get 4% damage to all sizes, which I'm getting up to 16% at plus 12% plus 12. Plus 7, you get attack speed 10%, 10% melee damage for plus 9. Plus 11, the bonuses really depends on your level, between 99 to 100 to 169. But we're looking at level 170 or higher, which is attack plus 50, VCT minus 15%, minus 0.15 second IB cooldown, and 30% melee physical damage. We also have the Galensis card here, crit plus 2 per 10 base luck, and at 125 luck, you get 30% critical damage. They're fairly cheap now, so I highly recommend getting that card. We also have the Automatic Armor Type A, attack 125, attack plus 10 per 2 refines. Plus 7, you get 15% attack speed, and obviously we don't have the other automatic stuff, the combos with it, but we have 2 Wave Break automatic orbs. You get 15% Ignition Break damage. Plus 7, you get 3%. At plus 11, you get 0.25 second cooldown reduction. So that's up to 0.5 at this point. And very unorthodox, I have the M attack here just for the VCT reduction. I just needed that pump. Shouldn't have done that, but it was good enough for me. Next, the Angry Ninetail card, crit plus 5, crit damage plus 10%. Plus 10, you get additional 10 crit. Obviously, no Ninetail card here because we don't really need a combo. But yeah, pretty unorthodox. Next, we have 2 Ring of Silver Claws. Crit plus 50, attack 10%, 3% less damage from players. You get 1% critical damage for every 5 base levels. At level 200, that's 40%. Up to 80% since I have 2 Ring of Silver Claws. We also have a Void Mimic card here, 2 of them, 15% critical damage, but we're not running the combo for the Treasure Mimic card because I just figured it wasn't really necessary. Next, the Biolab Aries Crown, or the Goral Crown. Attack 20 per 2 refines, plus 7 you get 10% attack speed, plus 9 you get 15% long range damage, doesn't really matter. Plus 11, you get 10% damage to all sizes, which is pretty useful. And of course, comboing with the Goral Crown, you get 10% critical damage and 12% Ignition Break damage per refine of the Volar. At plus 12, that's 144%. You also have the Abysmal King Dramoh card here, minus 5% HP, but 1% additional attack per 3 refine levels. We don't have the King Dramoh card here, unfortunately, but we have something better on the boots. Next, we have the Volar, 30% bowling bash damage, attack was 4 per upgrade level. Plus 9, you get minus 1 second bowling bash cooldown and ignition break cooldown. and plus 11 you get 20% bolting bash damage. It's also already at minus 1.5 second cooldown for ignition break. We also have Fatal 3 enchant here, crit plus 3, 8% critical damage, and we have Seyren's memory, 5% ignition break damage per 3 refines of the Volar, so that's up to 20% at plus 12. We also have 2 True Seyren Windsor card here, 20% ignition break damage, and when the weapon is level 4, you get additional 20% IB damage, and if it's plus 10 you get additional 20%, so up to 60% times 2, that's 120% ignition break damage, which is definitely useful. And the Zodiac boots Swordsman, attack M attack 50, for every 2 refines you get attack and M attack 10, attack and M attack 1%. For every 4 refines, obviously Sonic Wave and Genesis Ray doesn't really matter. Plus 9 the same, we don't really need the FCT reduction. Plus 11, we don't really need a 10% ACT reduction. But the important combo with the Seyren's memory, not the Sonic Wave cooldown, but importantly the 20% critical damage per 4 refines, so that's up to 60% critical damage. And when it's comboed with the Gorilla Crown or the Biolab Aries Crown, with the Seyren's memory, obviously we don't need the 30% long range damage, but we do need the 40% ignore defense of all monsters, of all races. So that's pretty important. Obviously the Abysmal Merman card, for every 5 base strength you get attack plus 2, but combo with the Abysmal King Dramoh card you get 15% critical damage, which is a cheap Faceworm Queen card. 5% less critical damage and without the negative effects. Now for the costumes, I haven't updated this. Lord Knight Stone 2 doesn't really matter, probably will switch that to a critical stone. Lord Knight Stone 2 middle, this combos with the garment. We need that for the ignition break damage. And Lord Knight Stone 2 lower, actually just use that for 100 spears, but might switch that to a critical one, or Rune Knight lower. And Rune Knight Stone 2 garment, 15% ignition break damage, and comboed with the LK2 middle, you get additional 10% IB damage. This will be updated eventually, but I just didn't really have the time. But yeah, next with the shadows, we have the plus 10 caster shadow armor just for the 5% VCT reduction. We really need a lot of that. Next, we have the Rune Knight Shadow Shield. You actually get additional attack speed when you do Enchant Blade. Additional attack speed for 50 seconds. At plus 7 you get 1 attack speed. Plus 9 you get additional 1 attack speed. So up to 2 attack speed every time you cast Enchant Blade. And obviously we don't really want to look at the rest because we don't utilize the combo. We have the Ignition Shadow Weapon here, plus 10 automatic IB level 3 or level 10 if it's at level 10. You get more chances at plus 7, additional 1%, plus 9 you get additional 2% chance, but you know, it's if you're crit arcade, that probably works. Now, when comboed with the Rune Knight Shadow Shield, there's a 40% bypass defense for all race except players, but at the same time, additional 20% since both are plus 10. Now, this also combos with the Ignition Earring and Ignition Pendant. You basically get a bonus equal to the upgrade levels, up to 30% Ignition Break additional damage, which is definitely good. Plus, this was a re-release, the Ignition Shadow set, which is the reason why I actually got them. Next, the Ignition Shadow Earring, 0.2 second IB cooldown reduction, additional 0.1 second per 3 refines, so that's 0.5, which brings it down to 0. And obviously the Ignition Shadow Pendant for additional Ignition Break damage. So that's basically it. I mean, you know, a lot of people would actually prefer Full Force and Asmodeus because that's a lot easier to run, but I like to get janky, just, you know, just because I want the free penetration, if you know what I mean. Alright, let's do a little bit of damage test with the medium dummy because Two-hand swords do 75% damage on them. It's 193 attack speed already. So we're doing about 6.6 million damage per ignition break. That's quite quick too, given the VCT reduction as well as the 193 attack speed. Definitely effective. Next, we're doing the large dummy because two-hand swords do 100% damage on large monsters. So we're doing about 7.4 million. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the VCT reduction on this and the rate of attack, so yeah, pretty happy with that. And obviously no test is done without testing against the elemental dummy. This time the fire dummy with the water converter. Nice, okay. It's about 8.8 million per hit, 8.9. And take note, this scaling is only at level 200. At higher levels, we're actually going to get more damage, especially the fact that we're going to get more talent points in there. Alright guys, there you have it. Definitely a little bit unorthodox compared to what a lot of people, a lot of Ignition Break players most likely will be running. But I'm a bit weird like that, and I like to actually run the sets, especially when I saw the Zodiac boot Swordsman, especially with the free penetration technically, so long as you have the Seyren's memory. It's a bit more expensive, considering, you know, the prices for Full Force or even Asmodeus nowadays. You can actually get both for under 1 billion, which is crazy. I wouldn't have imagined that a couple months back, but yeah, it's quite interesting spending this much money. For a lot of people, most likely it isn't a sane decision, but you know, I'm a bit crazy like that. But you know, if I'm trying to stay true to like what's available in the game, trying to make the most out of you know, what I have in terms of, I don't have Jasper's ring. But you know, I do have 2 Ring of Silver Claws. You know, I got the Zodiac boots for Swordsman for like 50 million or something, and I already had the Volar, and you know, I'm already farming at a somatology laboratory, so you know, I figured why not, and I had the Biolab Aries crown for 3 years, so it was an interesting decision, but I'm sure all of you guys might argue that it's not the best way to go about it. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.